beautiful people. My name is Dr. Doris, and I am here to talk to you about the pathways if you want to train in the hospital and become a specialist. I want to talk to you about the pathways that you can go to. So, come in. Let's go, guys. So, if you're training in the hospital and you want to become a specialist in the hospital, there are steps. You go in a stepwise manner. So you start from an RMO. Sometimes you can even start from internship position, depending on what the hospital is willing to offer you. Then you go to RMO. After some time, maybe after a year or two, you go to SRMO. After a year or two, again, you go to unaccredited trainee, accredited trainee. Then after like a year or two, first of all, you go to unaccredited trainee, do some years, go to accredited trainee, do some years, then go to registrar, do some years, then you climb up the ladder like that to become a specialist. Then you write your fellowship exam to become a consultant. The hospital pathway is always longer, and that's why a lot of people find it difficult to take that pathway. Even sometimes people work in the hospital and still step down to and still like leave the hospital and go and start from GP pathway, start from level 1 just to get into the GP training program. That's what I meant by stepping down. Not that you're stepping down your career, but at least going down to level 1 just to enter GP pathway, especially if you don't have your Gen Reg. So now, these are the pathways for hospital. So what is the pathways for a GP? If you want to go in as a GP, first thing you do is to write PESCI if you do not have your general registration. If you have your general registration, you don't need PESCI at all. So if you don't have your Gen Reg yet, maybe you're still having limited registration and you want to go through the GP pathway, okay, then you have to do your PESCI. Now, if you pass PESCI, you start, depending on how long APRA wants you to stay on level 1 supervision, then you can go to level 2 supervision. But definitely you're going to work for 1 year as a GP and then pass your AMC2. If you're not going to pass your AMC2, then you can actually pass your PLAB 1 or PLAB 2, because a lot of doctors here, when they take AMC2 and it's difficult for them to pass, they go out and do PLAB 1, PLAB 2, and once they pass these two, get GMC registration, work for 1 year in Australia, you can already get your general registration. And people say PLAB is easier than Australian Medical Council exam, especially the step 2. So it depends on whatever choice you are making. Then you get your Gen Reg after you've worked and satisfied all the criteria for 1 year. Then you are ready to go into your GP training program. Now, the GP training program, there are different pathways you can go into the GP training program. The first one is the AGPT, which is conducted by RSCGP. In fact, generally, all the GP training program will be for 3 years and will lead you to write your fellowship exam. Once you pass your fellowship, you become a fellow. So there's AGPT conducted by RSCGP, and there is another training pathway conducted by ACRAM. There is another pathway conducted by RVTS, and there is another pathway which is the independent pathway, FSP. So for the FSP, they would be taking the money for your training from your salary, and that's why sometimes their salary may be way lower. So that's why their salary may be way lower than the other GPs. Okay, so if you go to RVTS, it's for doctors that are in rural area, and they said that you have to be at least from MMM 3 to 7 to be eligible to participate in RVTS. Then RSCGP also conducts their own through AGPT. So those are the ones that are the training programs. Then ACRAM, ACRRM, they also have their own training program. And all these bodies that I have mentioned do PESCI, except for the FSP, because FSP is for independent pathway. There is a PESCI conducted by RSCGP. There's a PESCI conducted by ACRAM. There's another PESCI. RVTS do not have a body that conducts PESCI, but there is an IME PESCI. These are the 3 people that conduct PESCI, the 3 bodies. So it depends on where you're going to start from. So I will make more videos to go into more details explaining the training program for general practitioners. So guys, please remember to subscribe to my channel, and I have made loads of videos about Australia, like the exam. So check it out on the playlist and watch the one that you feel that interests you. And please remember to subscribe to my channel. I will see you next time. Bye guys.